She got home from Jessica's engagement party around 11 tonight. Quiet, in a way I've learned to be scared of. Not mad quiet. I could handle mad. This was the other one. The quiet where somebody's already had the argument in their head and lost it, and there's nothing left to say out loud. She took her earrings out at the mirror, caught me watching her in it, gave me this little smile that didn't go anywhere near her eyes, and said, "It was nice. Jessica looked really happy." That's all she said. Jessica looked really happy. I said, "That's good, babe." She went to wash her face. I've been sitting on the edge of the bed ever since, because I know exactly what that sentence was. 4th engagement party this year. The 4th. Every time she comes home a little quieter. Every time the clock ticks one notch louder. And tonight, watching her take her earrings out with that smile that died halfway up her face, I finally understood something. She's stopped waiting for me to ask. She hasn't left. She won't make a scene. She's just quietly started to accept that it might not happen, and there is nothing in the world that scares me more than that particular kind of peace on her face. Because I want to marry her more than I've ever wanted anything. I can't. She doesn't know why, and I can't tell her. 4 years. You need to understand what 4 years with her actually means, because otherwise, this is just some guy who won't commit, and I'll lose you the same way I'm losing her. We got together when I was 28, the worst year of my life. I'd just been laid off. My dad had passed 8 months before. I was in a hole I won't fully describe, except to say there were nights I didn't want to be around anymore. She didn't fix it. That's not what she did. She just refused to leave. She'd come over and not even talk, just be there on the other end of the couch, so the apartment wasn't empty. For months. A woman I'd been dating 6 weeks decided a broke, grieving, unemployed man was worth sitting in silence with, night after night, until he came back to life. She's the reason I came back to life. That's not poetry. It's the fact of it. In 4 years, she's turned down a promotion that would have moved her city, covered rent twice, never once held it over my head. She knows which days are hard because of my dad. She texts my mom on her own without telling me. No version of my life that's good doesn't have her in it. I've done that math 100 ways. It always comes back the same. So when I say I'm scared of losing her, understand I'm not scared of being single. I'm scared of losing the best thing that's ever happened to me, over money, and being too much of a coward to tell her that's what's happening. Here's what I've never said out loud to anyone. I can't afford the ring, not some huge rock. I want to be precise because the precision is the humiliating part. Her friends have rings. She shows me, never to pressure me. She's never once pressured me, just the way you'd show someone a photo of a nice sunset. Those rings are normal, nice, normal rings. $3,000, $4,000. Nobody's flexing. That's just what the normal thing costs here. I've looked at my finances from every angle for 2 years. I cannot get to $4,000 and keep the lights on. What I can afford, if I emptied everything I've scraped together, is about $600. There's a ring and a tab on my phone right now, $640. It's fine, nothing wrong with it. The thought of putting that on her hand, next to Jessica's, next to all of theirs, makes me feel like I'm going to be sick. Not because she'd say anything, she wouldn't. That's the worst part. She'd look at that $600 ring, cry, say yes, mean it, and defend it to anyone who so much as blinked. I'd have to watch her do that. Watch her be brave about the ring her man could afford after 4 years. Watch her spin it for her friends. I can't. I love her too much to give her something she'd have to be brave about. So I give her nothing instead, which is worse. I know it's worse. I figured that out tonight. It was never really about the ring anyway. That's the trap I didn't see until I was already in it. The ring isn't the cost. The ring is the door. And I know what's behind the door. Behind the ring is a wedding. Even the smallest possible one. What, 10 grand? 15? Her mother would want something. She's already lost the version where her daughter marries a doctor. She's not also going to lose the version with a haul, some food, a day she can photograph. Behind the wedding is a real place to live, because you don't bring a wife home to a 1-bedroom with a leaking shower and the landlord who doesn't answer. Behind the place is everything else, all of it, the whole life I can't get to. So every time I've stood at the edge of just doing it, just buying the normal ring and asking, some part of me that's been broke its whole life goes, and then what? Now she's engaged to a man who can't pay for the wedding she just said yes to. You didn't fix the failure. You moved it 6 months down the road and made it bigger. That's what nobody tells you about being broke and in love. It's not one wall. It's walls behind walls. You break through the first one, and there's another right behind it, taller, with her whole family standing on top. 4 years I've stood in front of the first wall, the ring, telling myself once I'm past this one, it's handled. It was never just the ring. Tonight's the first time I've let myself admit that. People would tell me to just talk to her. I know, because I've run the conversation in my head maybe 1,000 times. It always breaks in the same place. I get as far as, I want to marry you. That part's easy, that part's true. I could say it in my sleep. It's the next sentence that kills me. I want to marry you, but I can't afford to. Because the second half doesn't land the way it sounds in my head. In my head, it's an explanation. Out loud, to her face, it becomes a thing she now has to carry. Now she knows. Now every time she sees one of her friends' rings, she's not just sad, she's also managing my shame, protecting my feelings, telling me it's okay when it isn't. I'd be handing her one more thing to be strong about. She's already strong about everything. I've watched this woman be strong about my dead father and my empty bank account and my worst nights. I will not make her be strong about the ring, too. There's another version where I say it and she says, I don't care about a ring. Marry me at the courthouse. I don't need any of it. And she'd mean it. She would absolutely mean it. And I still can't. Because I'd know. For the rest of our lives, I'd know that she wanted the thing her friends got, the normal thing, the party and the ring and the day, and she said she didn't so that I wouldn't feel like less of a man. That's not a gift I can accept. That's her paying forever for my failure and smiling while she does it. So I say nothing, and the nothing gets read as doubt. And the doubt is quietly ending us. I've picked the one option where I look like the bad guy, because every other option makes her hurt where I can see it. At least this way, I'm the only one bleeding. Let me tell you about the things she doesn't know I saw. 2 months ago, she was on the couch, phone out, and she was on one of those wedding accounts. The ones that show the dresses and the rings and the little proposal videos. And she didn't know I was watching from the kitchen. She wasn't sad about it. That's what got me. She was smiling. She had this soft little smile, scrolling through other people's engagements, and she looked hopeful, like a kid looking in a toy store window before Christmas, back when they still think it's coming. And then she heard me in the kitchen and she closed the app, fast, like I'd caught her doing something wrong. That's the part that's been eating me for 2 months. She hid it, not because she was ashamed of it, because she was protecting me. She's figured out, on some level, that her wanting this hurts me, so now she's started hiding that she wants it. She's managing my feelings about the things she's dying for. Do you understand what that is? She's 4 years in, watching everyone around her get the thing, wanting it so bad she's up at night looking at strangers' versions of it, and her instinct, when caught, is to protect me from knowing. Every one of her friends' partners just figured it out, saved the money or borrowed it, or their family helped, or they just did the courthouse thing and were happy. Regular guys, not rich guys. They found a way. And she got me. The one who loves her enough to write 1,000 words about her at 2 a.m. and not enough to figure out $600 into $4,000. I did try. I want that on the record. Because from the outside it looks like 4 years of nothing. Year 2, I had it. Almost. I'd saved $3,100. I was maybe 4 months from the real number, and I let myself start imagining it. Then my mom's car died. Not inconvenient died. She can't get to her job died. And there was no one else. There's never anyone else. That's $3,100 gone, and I'd do it again. Year 3, I got closer. Then the layoff. 2 months without work, and the fun doesn't just stop growing when you're not working. It reverses. It becomes the thing keeping you alive. This year I started again from almost zero, which is its own special feeling at 32, starting the ring fund from zero for the 3rd time, and doing the math on how old I'll be when I get there at this rate. And every one of those, individually, is nobody's fault. Cars die, layoffs happen. That's just life. But stack them up, 4 years of them, and you start to see the actual shape of being broke. It's not that you can't save for a thing. It's that you can't save for a good thing, a hopeful thing, a ring. Because every time you get a little ahead, life reaches into exactly that pocket, the extra one, the hope one, and empties it for an emergency. Broke people don't get to keep the hope money. The hope money is always secretly the emergency money. You just don't find out until the emergency. So I've never once gotten to spend money on the future. Every dollar I've ever saved got spent on the past, on some fire behind me. The ring is the future. That's why I can never reach it. I keep coming back to one number, and it's not 4,000. It's her age. She's 31. I know how that sounds. I'm not talking about anything ugly. I'm talking about the fact that she has told me, in the soft, honest way she says the realest things, that she wants kids. 2, if we can. She said, if we can, and I heard the whole thing underneath it. And 31 becomes 32, becomes 34. And I'm not stupid. I know how this works. I know that every year I spend trying to claw my way to a ring is a year off the thing she actually wants, which was never the ring at all. The ring was just the door to the family. She doesn't want a diamond. She wants a life. She wants my kids. And I'm making her wait for a rock I can't afford, while the actual clock, the real one, runs. That's the thought that got me tonight, watching her take her earrings out. Not, I might lose her. Something worse. That I might be stealing her time. That the most loving thing I could do, the truly loving thing, might be to let her go find a regular guy who can give her the regular life on the regular schedule before I cost her the family she actually wants. I love her enough that I've started to wonder if loving her means leaving. And I can't tell if that's the most noble thought I've ever had, or just a coward's exit dressed up in her best interest. I genuinely can't tell. I've been sitting here for an hour, and I can't tell. Here's what she did 3 days ago. I've been picking up Saturday shifts, and she knows it's wearing me down, and she doesn't fully know why I'm doing it. She thinks it's just bills. Saturday I came home wrecked, and she'd made dinner, and this is the part, she'd put a little folded note on my plate. It just said, "I'm proud of you. Rest tonight. I've got the dishes for a week." That's it. That's the whole note. And she did the dishes all week too. She meant it. She thinks I'm working myself to the bone for us, for the life, and she's proud of me, and she wanted me to know it, so she left a note on my plate like we're teenagers. And I'm working those Saturdays for a ring I can't tell her about, so that I can propose to her, so I can stop the very sadness that made her write me that note. She's comforting me through the secret project whose entire purpose is her. I put that note in my wallet. It's in there right now. And every time I feel like giving up, like just buying the $600 ring or just letting her go, I take it out and read it, and it does not make anything clearer. It just reminds me what's actually at stake here. Not a wedding, not a ring. Her. This specific, ridiculous, loyal, hopeful woman who does the dishes for a week and calls it love. I cannot lose her. I also cannot reach her. Both of those are true, and they've been true for a while. And tonight is just the night I ran out of room to not look at it. So that's where I am. 1 a.m, she's asleep, and I don't have an ending for you because I don't have one for myself. The $600 ring is still in the tab. I keep opening it and closing it. Some part of me tonight is saying, just do it, just ask. A ring is a symbol, and she loves you, and she'll say yes, and you'll figure the rest out like everybody figures it out. Maybe the walls behind the wall aren't as tall as I've built them up to be. Maybe I've spent 4 years protecting her from a disappointment she never would have felt. And another part is saying, you know what she deserves. And it isn't a ring you're ashamed of, and a wedding you can't pay for, and a man who empties the account and hopes. I don't know which part is love and which part is fear. That's the honest truth of it. I've never been able to tell those two apart in myself. They sound exactly alike at 1 a.m. What I know is this. Tomorrow she's going to wake up and be kind to me, because that's what she does. And there's going to be one more engagement party at some point, and she's going to come home 1 notch quieter. And the clock's going to keep running on the ring, on the wedding, on the kids, on all of it. And I'm going to have to decide something soon. Not tonight, but soon. Because the one thing I've learned sitting here is that not deciding is also a decision. Every quiet day I let pass is me choosing a little to lose her slowly instead of risking losing her fast. She waited 4 years for me. I don't know how much longer that lasts. And I don't know if the bravest thing is to finally ask her, or to finally let her go. But I know I can't keep doing this. Sitting on the edge of a bed at 1 a.m., loving her in secret, while she falls asleep in the next room, thinking maybe she isn't enough. She's more than enough. She's everything. That's exactly the problem.